Art is too important not to share. Welcome to the Ali and Callie Artcast.
Hi, I'm Ali.
And I'm Callie, and we're with the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance. Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome back. We are excited to be here on this beautiful,
gorgeous day in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
We're sitting here in the conference room looking out at that gorgeous lake. And
that I haven't been in once this year.
Me either.
What is wrong with us?
I don't know. It's busy.
It's too
a very
busy
time.
It's the busiest time of the year for us.
Yeah, we have concerts every week in
That's
Riverstone
right.
Park. We're working towards the studio tour at the end of the month.
Oh my gosh, I should have shown you. I've made some tables.
Ooh!
They're so freaking cool. And I'm very excited. God. They'll be for sale at the Art Studio Tour.
Yeah.
So I'm having so much fun getting ready. And Stu's made some big, huge manly charcuterie boards.
Ooh.
They're ginormous.
Wow.
In fact, I think Kevin's getting one.
Yes, I think he is.
He's getting one because we love Kevin.
Yes. Oh,
yes.
That's so nice.
But,
Can
oh my
you
God.
say manly charcuterie board?
Well, I know. Does that sound sexist? The only reason I said it is because they're freaking heavy. They're too heavy for me, and my arms say, no. I said, no weakling like myself. I have weak hands. Weak. The arthritis has kicked in and they're too heavy.
Oh boy.
So anyway, that's what I've been working on. But I did want to say there is so much going on in Coeur d'Alene and in Spokane, and that if you're not a member of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance, become a member, and also you can put your events on our calendar.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to remind everybody it doesn't cost very much.
Right, and it's very easy. It's artsandculturecda.org/calendar.
Yeah.
And it's a user-friendly program platform where you can easily enter.
Yeah, because I just went to 2 events and people were like, how come I didn't hear about this?
Right.
I'm like, hello, it was on the calendar.
Right.
So I was like,
check the calendar.
Just check the calendar, because there are so many events happening, and you just got to look on the calendar and pick and choose.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot going on besides the lake.
We
haven't even gone on the lake.
I know.
Not one foot, not one toe.
But your boat's out of commission.
I know, it is out of commission. I know. But I could literally just float in the lake. I don't care. I like the lake. I don't even need a boat.
I know. We have paddle boards too, and we can
You have paddle boards?
Yes.
Oh my God, we're terrible. Anyway,
I know.
What else is going on with you?
Well, the studio tour is coming up, and we do that VIP studio tour bus, shuttle bus. It's a guided tour with the mimosas on the bus.
Woo-hoo.
And lunch in one of the artist studios. And the tickets are going. It's only $50 for each day.
And you get
mimosas. You get lunch in one of the studio tour gardens.
A guide.
And you get a guide
who
happens to be me.
It's one of the best guides in town. She knows everybody.
Yeah,
Ali.
It makes it really fun.
It is fun.
And it's just a reminder, get your studio tour VIP shuttle tickets if you're interested in doing that. You can do one or both days. It's $50 for one or $100 for both days.
And those dates are August 27th and 28th.
That's right, from 10 to 5.
10 to 5.
Yeah.
Don't miss out.
But if you don't want to take the shuttle bus, and it's free otherwise.
Yeah.
And you can just go.
Drive
get
around.
Yourself a map. It's online. I think we're going to take out a full page ad in the press.
Ooh, awesome.
So that people can have the map right there.
You can get a map around the chamber. You can get maps at some of the galleries.
Right.
Check it out.
Yeah.
So we're very excited. Well, I think we should move on to our fabulous guest.
Yes, we have Jeremy Whittington.
He is a fabulous scenic designer. I met many years ago doing a show called Ladies Foursome. He designed the set when the Modern Theater existed, and he is now the artistic director of Stage Left.
Of Stage Left, the little theater in Spokane.
Yes.
So welcome, Jeremy.
Yes.
Hello, Ali, Callie, and everyone else.
For those of you out there listening, Jeremy's car broke down and he wasn't able to make it. So we're doing this all by Zoom.
And he has the most fabulous shirt on.
So we're happy to be here today.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here.
Yes, we are so proud of you, the amount of work that you've done, and especially what you did during COVID. Mm-hmm. We heard a little birdie told us that you might have won some award. What award is that? I know it's hard to talk about yourself about awards, but
I don't have trouble talking about myself.
So what award was it? And I just think it not only was COVID, so many theaters just died. Right. You guys kind of thrived, and I want to hear how did you do it?
Yeah, what'd you do?
And what's your award? Let's hear it.
Well, the award is Governor Inslee's Washington State Arts and Culture Luminary Award is the name of it.
There you go.
That's a mouthful.
It's a long mouthful, yeah, for sure. It was for keeping the arts alive during the pandemic and for restructuring the way theater is looked at.
Mm-hmm.
Which
cool.
is such an honor and really cool.
Yeah.
Really it is the team that was assembled at the time. My name's on the award, and that's really cool. It's a really beautiful, heavy paperweight. It's so heavy. It's like 10 pounds, and it's only like this big.
Oh, my goodness.
But I had a great team working through that whole process. Once we realized, we thought, like everyone else, that we'd be shut down for 2 weeks, and then we thought 30 days would be max.
Yeah.
Once it was 2 months, and we realized, things are going to change here for a little bit.
Right.
We just pivoted and started doing some online festivals. Robert Tomberry, Paul Watts, Lizzie Kitzig, and Michael Schmidt and I were just like, let's just do some online monologues. So we started this Masterpiece Monologue series, and then we did our classic Kids Corner programming that used to be live on the stage. We just sent out it's written by first graders at Evergreen Elementary. We do it every year. And instead of having it on stage, which we couldn't do, we sent all the scripts out to local actors, and they filmed TikTok videos of themselves in all sorts of crazy little movies, little short movies. And it was so cool.
I love that.
It was really cool to see what people came up with. And of course they had the digital things so they could do special effects. They could, make themselves disappear, all sorts of really cool stuff. So
that's so fun.
Wow.
Yeah, we did all those. And then once we realized, oh shoot, we're literally going to be closed for a while. Then we started looking at one-person shows, and we got a Saga grant to do 4 one-person shows and stream them. We did an Iliad, I Am My Own Wife, Squeamish, and Open, each with only one actor, one director. Perfect. And I did the set and videography. So there was only 3 people in the theater at the time, which was great. And then we streamed it, and it went all over the world. We had viewers in the Philippines and Belgium and Argentina. It was crazy, crazy cool how widespread that was. But we're fortunate enough that we're small enough that taking risks is okay.
Right.
Ugh. Larger theaters, really, and anyone with a big budget, those are risky things to do.
Yeah.
So I don't judge anyone that couldn't do things during the pandemic, because if we weren't as small as we were, I'm really the only employee there. So if we weren't as small as we were, it would have been too big a risk.
Right.
But fortunately, everything worked out well for us.
I love that.
Yeah, we kept getting lots of awards. The theater got 3 different awards from national stuff, local stuff, crazy cool stuff.
Plus the fact that you had it, available online probably means that it's still available. You can probably still access those.
Many of the festivals are still available. Of course, the shows that we did, the one-person shows, just like any play, you pay for the production rights, so you only get a limited window of opportunity that you can air them.
Okay.
Yeah. So those shows are not available. But the festivals, the Kids Corner that we did, the Masterpiece Monologues, all of those are on our Facebook page under videos if people want to check those out.
What is your Facebook page? Is it just Stage Left?
I think it's the Stage Left Theater, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good. We'll put that in our...
Yeah, Stage Left.
Stuff.
Theater with an ER. We're theater with an ER.
ER. Okay.
Yeah.
Theater.
Oh, I found out recently what the difference is. If you're a theater company and you don't actually have a building, it's RE. But if you actually, it's a building, it's ER.
ER is the place. Yep.
Yeah,
ER is
place.
ER is a place, and RE is the art form.
Art
Right.
form. Theater.
Yeah.
Theater.
Yeah, it's nice to make that distinction.
Yeah, I didn't know that until this year.
Yeah.
Either.
Yeah, some
Right.
people use it. I mean, both of them I think are usable in any scenario, really.
Yeah.
It used to be some people would say that one's British and that one's American. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
put it whatever you want.
Theater,
Right.
theater, schmeater, whatever.
Well, you
Yeah,
have
exactly.
you have quite an extensive background and you've been involved in a lot. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you came from and how you got to where you are?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, real quick, life history. I was born in Long Beach, California, and raised in Anaheim, and my grandparents were really active in theater and movies and all of that Hollywood kind of stuff. So I performed in USO shows when I was 5 and 6 years old in my little blue velour pants and sequins vest, and singing Donny Osmond songs. It was adorable. And then we traveled a lot. My dad was a traveling missionary minister. So we traveled all over the U.S., starting little churches, mostly Southern Baptist churches, and then non-denominational churches. And ended up back in Ohio in a little town called Sugar Grove, where my dad was from. I went to high school there, got a full ride scholarship to Ohio University for theater. And then the middle of my junior year, I dropped out and became a drug addict and alcoholic for not to cast a downer on all this, but that's just my life story, and that's the life that I lived for many years. I've been clean and sober now for 13 and a half years, and went back to college and finished my degrees and got 2 more, and got to adopt my nephew and raise him into adulthood. And now I'm a grandparent from him. So lots of cool, great stuff happened. And my senior year of college, when I went back, I was managing Tomato Street out in Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. I'd worked for that owner. He owned Cyrus O'Leary's here in Spokane when it was still here before it got demolished. So I'd been with him for 13 years working for him. So I was the GM out there in Tomato Street, and I went to Lake City Playhouse for the very first time. I hadn't stepped foot in a theater in decades. And I saw Sweeney Todd the musical there.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
And I was there by myself. I was just like, I'm just going to go see this. And I'd never seen that show, and I'd never been in the theater. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I forgot how much I loved theater, right?
Yeah.
So I just got on the mailing list. And a week later, they sent out audition notices for Les Mis. I talked to the owner of Tomato Street, and I said, hey, I've got some great assistant managers. Can I switch my schedule around so I can be in the show, or try out anyway? And he said, yeah. So I got 8 little ensemble roles in Les Mis, and I helped him he knew that George Green, who was the artistic director at the time, knew that I had some artistic skills. So he put me to work, painting some things and helping build there. That was fun. I auditioned for the next show there, which was the musical Comedy Murders of 1940, and got one of the lead roles in that. And my boss at Tomato Street, I remember him saying, so this is kind of a thing now for you, huh? I was like, well, yeah. He goes, well, I think you should continue doing it. So in the middle of that show, the artistic director asked me if I would paint a set for him over here in Spokane. And I said, well, I can do a lot of things, but I've never painted before. I do comic book illustration, logo design, stuff like that. And he goes, I'll give you $600 if you can do it in 10 days. I said, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So I would work at Tomato Street from 8 to 5. I'd go and do the show at Lake City Playhouse from 7 till 10 or so. And then I drive over here to Spokane, and I painted the set for Boing. That was my first.
Boing. Oh, that was the first one. I was in that.
That was our very first.
That was our very first one
together. Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. And I remember when the papers came out with the reviews. It was a great show, by the way. I loved it. It was so fun to work on, and it was so funny. And what a cast! I mean, that cast was. I was like, oh, these are like real actors doing real things.
It was pee your pants funny.
Oh, it was. And it was just so fun to be involved in that. I mean, some jobs are fun and some are not. And this is beyond fun. Like, this is just really great. So I remember the reviews came out, and it said something about the set by Jeremy Whittington. And I was like, oh my gosh, how cool is that? My name is associated with theater again. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And after that, George asked me if I would be his resident designer. And I said, yes. I talked to my boss at Tomato Street and I said, I kind of want to do this. And, so I left a $50,000 a year job for a $12,000 a year job. I ended up living in the theater, in the storage closet.
Oh my goodness.
It was a very large storage closet and I turned it into a fabulous bachelor pad. It was great, honestly.
So funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I was doing sets there and out in Coeur d'Alene as well, and then the Modern Theater folded, of course.
Sorry.
And I did a couple more shows in Lake City Playhouse, and then got offered a position as designer down at the Public Theater in San Antonio. I went down. I went down there for 3 years, and got a great portfolio built up. I was doing 6 huge musicals a year and 6 smaller intimate shows a year, kind of like the Civic stage where they have the upstairs big shows and the downstairs small shows. I was doing a dozen of those a year. So I came back to Spokane with a really great resume and a body of work that spoke to my abilities. And I literally got off the plane coming back to Spokane, and my friend Troy Nickerson, a local director, said, hey, we're auditioning for Three Penny Opera and you need to come audition at Stage Left. So I did that and got cast in that. And during that, Wes Dietrich, who was the artistic director at Stage Left, said, hey, I'm going to be leaving here. He's retiring and you should put your name in the hat for taking over here. And I'd run businesses my whole life. And now I had a theater resume built up with a pretty good body of work. And so the board luckily loved me and hired me. I took over January of 2020 and then had to shut down 2 months later.
Right.
Yikes.
But, things come full circle. We just announced our 10th season, which starts, our seasons run January to December. So we just announced our 10th season and we're opening with Sweeney Todd.
I know. Cool. I was going to ask you about that. So when are auditions?
Auditions will be in November. We haven't set the dates yet for sure, but they'll be in November.
And then how long are your rehearsals?
Rehearsals run. I love this. Rehearsals will start the week before Christmas. There'll be 2 weeks of music rehearsal, and then we move into the space for all of January.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm expecting a grandbaby at the end of January. When does the show start?
It opens February 3rd, and it runs for 4 weekends. It's gonna be tight, but you can do it.
It's like I haven't done Sweeney Todd since 19.
Would you play Angela Lansbury's part?
I'd play any part. I love that show.
You'd be great.
I love that show more than, it's one of my top 3 shows.
Yeah, I love that show.
It's the best show.
Wow.
It's so fun to sing. And
my contract goes through 2025 here at Stage Left, and there are certain shows that I really want to get in before I leave.
Yeah, so, you're like, I gotta be in that one.
Gotta
it's
do
such
this,
a
gotta
good
do this.
show. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that's, anyway.
So that's my little brief history. That's what got me into theater. That's what got me back to Spokane. That's what got me into Stage Left.
Hey ladies, have you heard about NIA yet? Hi, I'm Marilee Wallace. I'm a proud board member of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and owner of NIA. That's short for the North Idaho Alliance. We specialize in leadership development specifically focused in connecting women to programs and workshops and the network to educate, empower, and enrich their lives. Our goal is to make positive impacts in our community while helping other women in North Idaho succeed. Next up is our Women of Impact Leadership Roundtable series and our Women with Cool Jobs event. Those are both kicking off in the fall, so I hope you'll look us up. You can find us on Facebook at Women of Impact CDA or just give us a call at 208-660-1557. Go out and make it an impactful day.
We love Sweeney Todd, and maybe I'll be in it, and you'll be in it, and we'll have so much
maybe
fun.
I'll get tickets.
And you can come, and Kristen can come, and we'll have so much fun. I can't wait.
Audience members are really an important part of the show.
That's why we do the show.
That's right.
Because we want the audience there. Because otherwise, it's just a bunch of actors acting for each other.
Exactly, and that's okay, but not.
And that's okay.
It's not the same.
It's not
the same at all.
It's not. But anyway, so what else have you got coming up? up?
Right.
What are the shows? I'm excited about.
I know.
What you've got going.
So Admissions, Susan Hardy is directing Admissions. That's coming up is in September. And then Rocky Horror, Sweeney Todd.
I have never seen Rocky Horror Show.
Horror?
I want to go to that.
Rocky Horror at Stage Left, yeah.
At Stage Left. And when is
I'm
that?
turning the entire auditorium into Frankenfurter's laboratory.
Oh my God.
Is it live or movie?
It's live, not a movie.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's live.
Oh my God. You have got to
Auditions
go.
are coming.
I know.
Auditions are coming up for that August 21st and 22nd.
I will not be in it, but only because I'm really not right for anything. I'm
not right for any of those
I'm
either.
really
I could
not.
maybe play Meatloaf's role, but I can't sing Meatloaf's role. So
that's a hard role.
No, but we'll come and be audience
Oh my
members
God.
for that,
And
too.
my husband Stu
your props.
knows every single, I went with him once and I was like, oh my God, stop it. And he goes, this is what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, because the first time I saw it, I think I was 18. And people were doing stuff, and I was like, well, that's rude, and then they're throwing toast and all this stuff, and I'm like, what is going on?
So we won't have a toast or anything. So
Okay.
that's the Shadowcast version where they show the movie and the actors perform in front of it, right?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, right.
Yeah. No, this is the full live action musical.
Good.
Like there's audience participation, but I'm
I've
not having
seen-
rice or toast in my
Good.
theater.
Yeah, right.
But the audience can, do the talk back,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. That's, my husband knows all the words.
Oh,
That's so
fun.
cool.
That'll
We'll
be
have
fun.
so much fun. Oh my God. Okay, so Rocky Horror. What else?
What else?
Admissions, Rocky Horror, Sweeney Todd. Then we're doing a two-person show called Red by John Logan. It's the life story of kind of the life story of Mark Rothko, the abstract painter from the 70s.
Ooh.
He was very troubled and killed himself. That doesn't happen in the play, but it's kind of a snippet of his life, which is pretty cool.
Right.
And then we have a couple of world premieres coming up from new writers, one of them local and one of them national. And then we're doing Pillow Man, which is a very dark show about child murders that are based on eerie, like Grimm's fairy tales that this guy's writing, and then the murders are happening to these kids.
Ooh, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, just like his stories come out. He's being invested. It's a detective story, kind of. It's very weird.
Wow.
It's not. I have to say it's very dark, just to warn people. But there's some beautiful, beautiful moments. It won the Pulitzer Prize and all that. So it's a great script.
Wow.
And great roles for people.
And then I also see.
How I Learned to Drive.
Oh yeah, How I Learned to Drive. Great show.
Yeah, which just won the 2022 Tony Award for Best Revival of a Play.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Now also I hear you're doing Hedwig.
Yes, we are.
Hey y'all, it's Jason from Tubbs Coffee Roasters. We are North Idaho's specialty coffee roaster. We are homegrown and we are local. We love coffee and we love our community, especially Ali and Callie and ArtCast. We have a retail space in our roastery in Hayden, and we can also be found on the shelves at Super One and Yolks. And if you like to buy coffee online, we do offer subscriptions. You can find us at tubbscoffeeroasters.com. Support arts and culture and your local roaster. That's all.
So Hedwig is coming up at the Bing. We open Friday. It's just a 3-day event. We are partnered with Spokane Ensemble Theater because a musical like Hedwig is just, I think it's a little too big for just one little theater to tackle.
Yeah.
So we teamed up with Josephine Keefe and her theater, Spokane Ensemble Theater. So the two of us teamed up to produce something that neither of us had the space to do.
Right.
And we rented out the Bing for 3 days. And Rio Alberto is our Hedwig. So our Hedwig is a Chicano non-binary individual, which is really cool.
Yes.
Felix Lewis is our Yitzhak, who plays Hedwig's stage manager, and Felix is a trans man. So our cast is really diverse, and that's how Hedwig is meant to be anyway. Hedwig is about the walls that we build up around ourselves and the walls that we use to keep people out, both figurative and literal. Hedwig comes from East Berlin and came over just before the Berlin Wall was torn down. and lives in a little trailer park in Oklahoma where she writes her music, and she falls in love, and the boy that she falls in love with steals all her music and becomes a huge rock star.
Oh.
So she follows him around, and he plays at all the big arenas, and she plays at the Applebee's and the little dive bars right beside the arena, doing all the same songs as him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's definitely a rock concert. It's not your typical staged musical. There's only 2 people and then 4 people in the band who are the Angry Inch. The band is called the Angry Inch. And so everybody's dressed up in, punk clothes and big hair and leather and spikes and stuff. It's pretty cool. And you watch Hedwig give this rock performance, but in between the songs, she's telling her life story, and it's tragic and funny and inspirational. And she's basically having this meltdown about who she is and where she comes from. And you watch and witness this meltdown on the stage as the rock concert progresses. It's heart-wrenchingly beautiful.
It is. I've seen the show several times. My friend has done it in Denver a couple of times, and every time I'm like, it's unlike anything else I've seen.
It is. It really is. It's not really a musical like you think of in a thing. And it's not a comedy show. It's a combination of so many things. I think that John Cameron Mitchell, when he wrote this, and he starred in the movie as well, if people saw the movie.
Yes, I did.
I think that he really came up with something unique, first of all, in the storyline, but really special. It speaks to people in different ways.
Yeah.
Everyone, I think, walks away wondering something about themselves, of their experiences in life, and it's not going to be the same for every person.
No.
There's not like nothing's banging you over the head like a message. It's just kind of about, how do we accept who we are and embrace that. I'm going to get teary-eyed.
It's beautiful.
How do we embrace that fully and live our very best lives?
And who's in your band? Do you know?
Oh yeah, Tanya Ballman is do I know? We open Friday. I hope I know.
I hope you know. Well, I want to shout out to the band because I know the music's fantastic. So I just want to
absolutely.
The musicians sometimes don't get noticed or named, and I want to appreciate the musicians out there.
For sure. So Tanya Ballman is our music director, keyboard, and kind of plays multiple roles off of Hedwig as well.
Yes.
On guitar, we have Brian Stenwell, he's in a lot of shows. He did Rock of Ages out at Lake City Playhouse years ago. We have on bass Candace Branham, who's a relatively new person. This is her first theater experience. She's she has been in punk shows in Seattle for years.
Fun.
And I know. Wow. And she just randomly happened to know our lighting designer and auditioned for us. And we were like, yes, you are in. So she's our bassist. And then Jacob Segala on guitar. So Brian's on drums, Jacob on guitar, Candace on bass, and Tanya on keys. And they are the Angry Inch.
Oh, awesome. I love that.
And the dates are...
It's
tonight.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The 29th, 30th, and 31st.
That's nice. Tonight.
Opening tonight.
Yeah, you can get tickets by going to bingcrosbytheater.org, or you're welcome to visit our website, stagelefttheater.org, theater with an ER. On both of those websites, actually, theaters with an ER.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, so fun.
Have a great turnout. Tickets range in price from $25 to $38, I think is the highest, depending on where you sit in the Bing.
Yeah.
And then we have student rush tickets available every night, 20 minutes before the production. If you come with a valid student ID, we have a huge discounted rate that you can just pop in and grab a seat.
That's great.
What if you come with a nonprofit business card?
You were a student once.
I will help you out. We'll talk after.
He'll hook you up,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
I too decided to not make lots of money and work for a nonprofit.
But she does a great job.
Happier than we've ever been, though, right?
Yeah,
yes,
it's such a good.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Money isn't everything.
Money
That's
isn't
exactly
everything.
right. When you're doing what you love, you are.
So you say after 2025, you're moving on, or what do you think?
Well, but yeah, my contract goes through 2025, and Stage Left's mission, our stated mission, is to uplift voices of underrepresented communities. That's what we do. You'll see it in our casting, our directing, all of our choices of scripts. It's just what we do and who we are. And I wanted to make sure that when I took on this role, that I was living up to that and walking the walk and not just talking the talk. So my mission personally is to find the next person to take over Stage Left, and it will be a person of color. It will be a person of an underrepresented community, whether it's a trans person, a Black person, an Indigenous person, who knows who might present themselves and want to live this wonderful but poverty-stricken life. But I think it's the right thing to do. Of course, part of me is like, I want to stay here forever because I found a really great home that I love doing the work there. I love the board of directors that has built up around me, who are super supportive. I love everything about the Stage Left community and everyone that we've met and become partners with. This is the first time that I know of since I've been involved in theater in the region that all the theaters around here are just really supportive of one another. There seems to be a kind of, we've seemed to have moved away from that. These are my people at this theater and these are my people at this theater. And it's really been a grateful experience for me to have so many wonderful theater leaders in this community that I can reach out to and talk to about anything. And we give each other advice and we talk about problems that arise and how did you do this? And what are you doing about this? And get real concrete and kind answers from each other. It's been a really cool experience. So yes, 2025 will be my final season here. So I have 3 seasons left. And if you are a person of color or someone from an underrepresented community and you are interested in getting involved with us, please, visit our website and just reach out to me. My website, my email address is on there. And I would love to find a way that we can fit you in. I took on some interns from Spokane Falls Community College to help build and paint sets. Because I'm 51 and my joints don't work like they used to. Right. Yeah. And I did a lot of damage in the 90s. I mean, I pickled myself, so I look great. But inside everything is dust. You don't look 50.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I moisturize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got these interns, and one of them is just so incredibly gifted and kind and really great at set building. So I've made him I haven't announced it publicly, but he's our new associate designer.
Great.
And he'll be designing half of our shows next year. He's Filipino descent person and just amazing. I think that people are going to be really floored when they see some of the things that he's coming up with.
Oh, that's so cool.
So what do you want to do next? Do you want to keep performing?
Oh my gosh.
Directing?
I in recovery, we learn to live one day at a time. So I try to do that. Of course, you can't completely do that because you do have to have some sort of plans.
Like a vision, a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting married next year, so we'll see how that goes.
Congratulations!
Yay, that's awesome.
Yeah. I don't mean we'll see how that goes. I mean, hopefully it's going to go great.
It'll be.
But I mean, I don't know if that will help determine what's next for me. If I were single still, I could probably go anywhere in the country. But I don't know if Alex is down for that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. But if any theaters will be looking for a theater leader in 2026, again, reach out to me.
Well, they'd be lucky to have you.
I have a really spiritual, strong, and personal connection to what I call God, and I believe that God provides exactly what's supposed to happen when it's supposed to happen. I've experienced it countless times in my life, so I have no reason to doubt that that's going to be the case too in a couple of years. I really think that whatever's next is going to be great. My philosophy, and I learned this in recovery too, is if you just do the next right thing, whatever the next right thing is in front of you, if you just do that, so many doors open for you that you didn't even know there were doors to.
Right.
And then when you walk through one of those with faith instead of fear, 3 more doors on the other side of that door. Right. It's crazy how that happens, but I've experienced it so much that it's just become fact for me. So I don't doubt that, it's a little scary,
right.
and part of me is like, why did I tell people I'm leaving at the end of my contract?
Right.
But, part of that was to keep me, to keep me responsible and to keep myself in check, knowing that, I think, this is my opinion, but I think that especially in arts organizations, but really probably across the board, when one person becomes the figurehead, then that organization becomes solely associated with them. And then it starts to build that person's ego up in ways that can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
Boy.
Absolutely. We've all seen it happen.
Oh my gosh. Nailed it on the head, didn't you? Woo!
But also, not only the ego problem, the singularness of vision. Like, yeah, I have great ideas and I've set this theater on a great trajectory, I think, and it's really paying off dividends for us. But I'm not the only voice that has ideas about what Stage Left can be.
Right.
Even if it wasn't a person of color, which I know it will be, but even if it was just another white dude, they have a different vision than I do, and they're going to take whatever it is that I create and run with it. Just like I took whatever Wes Dietrich created and ran with that.
Right.
And he built a person before him. That's how things I think should work and work best, especially in the arts. Just there's never too many cooks. There does have to be a leader and some leadership, but
a team. You need a team, a cast of players.
Absolutely.
You can't just do it by one person,
Right,
No, and I think that people say, oh, you do such great sets, and I love the sets I do, don't get me wrong, and people are like, oh, I really like doing that show, and I love to act, don't get me wrong. All of those things are true. I'm one of those jack of all trades where I can do a lot of things some of things pretty well, actually. But my biggest superpower, I think, is assembling teams. I think I'm very, very good at putting together the right people for the right tasks. And then that's 95% of your job in any organization.
Most of the work is done. Yeah.
It's done. Right.
Like,
so when you ask me about the award that I got, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, it has my name on it, but truly, and my team will tell you this too. I always give shout outs to them for the work that they create, because I'm just the person who sets something in motion and keeps things on track.
Right.
Everything else is the team, the board of directors, and the people that come to work for us. Stage Left has an energy about it that I think may not have been present pre-COVID. And that's, again, not me. That's the people that are taking risks with us and coming and playing with us and believing in what we do. So kudos to the community for supporting our efforts, I guess I should say.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Our season partner is our Global Credit Union, Kaufman and Associates, Woolmer and Associates, and both of those two organizations are indigenously owned and led and operated, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Spokane Pen and Ink, Patrick McHenry Crutch at Tamarack Realty, and we have a few upcoming sponsors, I think, that I'm in talks with right now, but they don't get a name mention until I talk to them.
There you go. Exactly. I think that's fair.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's awesome.
Can I plug a couple of show dates coming up?
Yes.
Great. So definitely get your tickets for Hedwig this weekend at the Bing. That's super important. But we have admissions coming up, directed by Susan Hardy. That's going to run from September 16th to October 2nd at Stage Left Theater. Then, just before that, we have auditions for the Rocky Horror Show. It'll be a great live experience.
So fun.
And that'll happen in our theater too. And then, of course, we kick off our next season with Sweeney Todd, which we've already covered, I think, in great detail.
Yes, we did. Right.
And Callie is coming out to audition.
I will audition because I just have to.
You just have to.
Just 'cause.
Yeah.
It's a favorite. I must.
Yeah, you must.
I must.
It'll be great.
It doesn't mean I'll get cast, but I must audition.
An actor's job is just to audition.
It's
Getting the role is the icing on the cake,
I
right?
know.
Right.
Sometimes the audition.
I like icing a lot, though.
I know. So do I.
Cake's good, but I need some icing.
I know. It's fun. So, this has been so great.
I know. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh my gosh,
today.
thank you both for having me.
Oh, yeah. Well, make sure that you check out Stage Left. Go to their website. Go see all the wonderful theater that's happening in Spokane. I mean, we like to just promote not just Coeur d'Alene, but Spokane and all the great theater that's happening around.
That's happening in our whole area because let's
oh my
face
gosh,
it.
great theater happens in Coeur d'Alene too, by the way.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
it's, you know,
Coeur d'Alene Summer Theater, Aspire Theater. I mean,
Yeah.
the shows that I've seen are just
Something Rotten.
mind-blowing.
Wasn't that fun? Did
Something Rotten?
was
Holy
amazing. It's
Oh,
so
it was
fun.
so fun.
It was so fun.
I love that show.
I just saw
SpongeBob? Get outta
SpongeBob
here.
was hilarious. Cute little show. And then I just saw Newsies. Angela
building a
Rose
show.
Pearson, again, I just have to say, best
Oh,
choreography.
I love
She's
her.
fabulous.
I love her.
So
Yeah,
good.
she's so good.
Anyway, get off the lake and go see some
Go
theater.
see some theater. Well, thank you again. I'm
Yes.
so happy to meet and talk to you, and
It's nice
I'm
to
looking
see you,
forward
Jeremy.
to seeing
Yeah.
you again.
You
See you at auditions.
Yeah.
Thanks, ladies.
Right?
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
So I'm Ali.
And I'm Callie, and whatever you do today, make sure it's creative.
The Ali and Callie Artcast is a program of the Coeur d'Alene Arts and Culture Alliance and is sponsored by NIA, North Idaho Alliance, a woman-based leadership organization designed to inspire, uplift, and impact your community and lives. And Tubbs Coffee Roasters, globally sourced, locally roasted coffee.